she'll take me. I see my love stolen deep. Wrap my future at your feet. For a simple life where love will sleep, you cannot take me. 'Cause every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. Round and round in dreams I go. Set me free or tie the bow. Up or down, let me know. But don't ignore me. 'Cause every day gets stronger. Every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. Every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. Now listen, I'll get my coat and catch a train and make my way to New Orleans. Find 7 houses soaked in gin to console me. 'Cause every day gets stronger, and every day grows and grows, and I can't wait much longer. the world beneath our feet. And the sun smiled on the water, where the skies and the ocean meet. It was a spellbound, oh, spellbound. He was listening down a rainbow.
Good evening, everybody. Tarnation TV broadcasting here on a Sunday night. The All-Star Racing League finale at Super Sundays. It's a pretty tight points race this evening for this finale. And after this finale, this whole Sunday series gets juggled. We're switching tracks and doing all kinds of different stuff, but we're not going to worry about that. We got to worry about this tonight. My name is Blaine Donlan, joined with Rod Weston. G'day, sir. How are you?
I am just fine. I tell you, though, like you said, we're in a great points battle tonight. Brian Rosson is the current points leader, 6 points over Garland Oaks. We talked about that last week. We know what's going to have to happen. Rosson's just going to have to try to keep Garland Oaks in sight. Garland Oaks has got to go for the gusto. Then you get down to Brian Wolf, Randy Waugh, Ken Roberts, and Robert Spring. There is a battle going on there. Randy Waugh and Brian Wolf are both tied. They are both 41 points behind, definitely probably with the amount of the cars we'll have tonight out of the championship. Ken Roberts and Robert Springs, they might be able to advance a little bit. Literally just depends on what happens in Brian Wolf and Randy Waugh tonight. So, and as always, this is an exciting race, and I'm happy to be right where I am and up in the broadcasting booth. Yep. We had a wicked race last night from ASR as well. That was awesome, and I'm glad I was in the booth for that. We had Brian in there with us. He did an excellent job. So we're looking forward to this. Like I said, season ender. They don't know exactly what they're doing yet, but something's going to happen on Sundays. Whether we'll be here broadcasting it or not, that's yet to be determined, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they did sign us up for the new Saturday series, the Talladega Super Speedway Series, the premier Talladega Super Speedway Series here at ASR. So that was a big hit last night. They almost needed a knockout qualifying. They had about 32 drivers.
35 cars showed up for that race, I think it was, or 32 ended up taking the green, yeah.
Yeah, because 3 of us were in the booth. So, but yeah, we were literally within 10 of having to do a knockout on that one. And the race was fantastic.
I think they'll get more. Think they'll get more once people, you got a few of the guys that are out there. We were talking about it last night. I think there's ASR, RTG, some from probably the old Talladega Nights, some from Prime Time. And I'm sure there's leagues we're missing out there that have, other drivers running. I know there's BSR, there's Open Speedway. I don't know if any of those guys were from there, but I think once them guys that maybe came over and had a good time start talking about, well, we had a race on last Saturday, what a great time it was. Any of them super speedway drivers, they'll be there.
Yeah, that's it. Like with the word of mouth too, right? With so many leagues operating every night of the week, really, to pull that many people into one server is pretty awesome. So if there's any super speedway fans out there and you're fans of Talladega, and on Saturday they are using the Talladega version, it's RTG version 4, the newest version of that thing with a wider pit road, and they're still using the whole thing. But here on Sunday, they're using, is it BSR? I think it's the burnt screwdrivers version.
Yeah.
The dark in the middle of the night track, which is always cool too. So thanks as always to everybody who shows up to race here. This is always a lot of fun.
Basically, I started racing a track, this style of track. I'm not, I've raced Talladega and all that stuff, but when you get to these ones where John Godfrey got in there and really tweaked it and just made it to one of the best super speedways, because it's a 3-wide track. First time I ever ran on that was with the Talladega Nights, that Talladega Nights track. Well, this is basically the starting point of where all of those tracks came from. As we remember, Rodney Solons told us one night, he sat down with John Godfrey and said, this is what I want. Do you think you can do it? And John Godfrey, cracked his knuckles, got sat down at the computer, and boy, did he do a heck of a job. And like you said, the track they ran last night was the RTG version. Thankfully that, Rolling Thunder Gaming were nice enough to let them guys use that track as a wider pit road. Really, I think it's probably the cream of the crop when it comes to these Talladega tracks. Sorry, I'm mouse dry, I gotta get a drink.
Yeah, it is fun how this Talladega it all evolved from the 2003 version that was in there that shipped with the sim, and then everybody sort of takes it and tweaks it and does all that kind of stuff. And it's neat to see what they come up with. And widening pit road is like a physical, I think that's kind of the first actual physical track change because
Right.
it's usually just textures and like the behind the scenes settings,
Yeah, I
like
was gonna-
grip lines and stuff. So like the track itself runs better, but it's never actually, like, walls have never been moved and grass has never been adjusted. So like to actually add more asphalt down there is pretty cool.
That is very cool. And like it started out, like you said, with the original tracks, but it was always just a bottom feeder track. You in order to pass on the outside, you know, if you had 3 cars on the bottom, you probably had to have 6 or 8 cars on the high side that really, really were tight and running, you know, and getting that momentum built up and going. But it was almost, and that was still almost impossible. They started out with Brian Ring. Brian Ring made a bunch of tracks, you know, even, you know, Bristol, Richmond, you know, a lot of tracks with an outside groove, which made them very good. But yet still, only 2x2, and I think some of the Brian Ring ends up being that the outside groove was more dominant, and, you know, that makes for not as much good, you know, fun racing either. Then to come along, get to this, John Godfrey just went in there, did his wet magic, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what groove you're in. You got cars, they'll go.
Yeah, and it is funny that I just kind of thought about that now with the TR and the BR and all these different versions, trying to make Talladega race better and kind of be able to race anywhere in combination with the car setups. It's taken years to kind of get it to this point.
And I can't imagine, you know, I've never dug in there to do it. I've done, you know, manipulated the track files for weather purposes or for, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, you still got to be careful when you're in there doing that. You know, just the wrong little dot, whatever, that all of a sudden now that track doesn't work. You know, and,
If you added like
modifying
a number 2 where there should have been a number 1,
Right.
you've just completely euchred the entire experience.
Oh, yeah. And some of these tracks, you know, like this track here, and I'm really surprised that they don't do this. You know, like what we call the, oh God, I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a driver from Vermont, where the state I'm from, that in the Bush series had pulled out on the track. So just like here, you know, they get down to the end of pit road, they got a little bit of a solid yellow line, and at the end of that solid yellow line, they're allowed to come onto the track. Well, he pulled out in front of all the cars, and it caused a big melee. I kind of like it when they set it up so you have to pit on the exit, the backstretch, and that's one of those things that you can go on the track line. You have to know the distance, you type it down, and then you'll have to exit on the backstretch. And I'm really surprised a lot of times they don't do that.
Yeah, because you're allowed to merge here after the solid line starts to break, right? So you can that could actually be adjusted just in the INI file. I thought that was part of the actual track build.
It's right in the track INI file. It's basically, you know, a measurement from X to Y, basically. You know what I mean? So and what we used to do is I cannot remember. I think it was the Talladega TR version, maybe version 3 or version 4 or 1.4 or something like that. It actually had that. You go in there, you know, and that gives you the exact numbers they have to do. Otherwise, you know, it's you go out there and you add some to it, go test. Add some to it, go test until you figure out what it is.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought that the pit lane exit would have been part of the actual track build. So that's pretty cool.
You could literally make them enter the track in turn 3.
Right.
So they'd have to do. Yeah. You could literally, if you wanted to sit down and play around, figure out the distance, you could have it so halfway down the backstretch, you know, they had to enter, or almost into turn 3, they couldn't enter until that, or they would keep
entering and exiting on the back straightaway.
Right. Yeah. You could set it up that way as well. So,
yeesh. Yeah. Way more exciting the way it is here on the entrance, I think. Coming into the tri-oval and just sliding down there. There's so much tarmac.
That being said, of course, now we just got through qualifying. And mind you, qualifying is a random thing, so we can run right through that real quick. We only have 13 drivers that are driving tonight. I take that back because we've got 2 of us in here. And Brian, you know, Blaine, you won qualifying again. You got 4th, and I'm back there in 11th. Nice. But anyways, Ken Roberts on the pole. Brian Rosson on the outside pole. That's a big advantage for him, especially in the pit roads. Ulysses Sandoval is going to be coming out of there in the 3rd. 4th is going to be Greg Palmer. 5th is going to be Randy Waugh. 7th is going to be Dale Solinsky. I'm sorry, I was going to say Dave. We got a Dave Little in here. 7th is going to be Garland Oaks. 8th is going to be Cody Lamas is with us tonight. Panthers aren't playing, I take it. Dave Little is going to be out there in the 9th spot with gosh, I don't even remember what his car is. Got a new car tonight, so it's a little different. And then Brian Wolf and Robert Spring will end up all the way in the back row there. It'll be an even back row because you got 4th, I got 11th, so the outside line is going to move up a lot more. The inside line, Robert Spring just gains 1 position.
We're checking the Panthers' schedule. The Panthers are playing in Buffalo tomorrow. So, yeah, they got the night off tonight. Yesterday, they were in Ottawa, and they won. So they beat the team that lives an hour and a half away from me.
Very nice.
But
and
Ottawa's not that good. So go Panthers.
Last night, Ken Roberts got the pole at his kind of deal. He's the head admin on the Saturday night deal, and I really think that's going to be a big success. And tonight, it grabs the pole again. I don't believe I can find out where. Yes, as we talked about earlier, he is 5th in points. Potentially could be all the way up into 3rd. He's a few points back. He's like 17 points back. And there's not a lot of points gained per se. You know what I mean? It's not like, it goes up 5 points. It's 1 point increments up until you get to the lead. So probably for him, Robert Spring and Randy Waugh, or I should say Robert Spring, to get into 3rd, one of them guys are going to have to win. And, Brian Wolf and Randy Waugh are going to have a little bit of trouble. But
yeah. And it is like knowing that Oaks and Rawson will start this race. It doesn't make that. Well, I mean, I was thinking the only Wolf could actually win the championship if Rawson and Oaks didn't even start, and but he would have to win, because then you get the 5-point spread from 2nd to 1st. You get the lap sled, you get all the lap sled, all that extra bonus points. You could walk out of here with 47 points.
So I have to ask, if you had a
super tight.
I have to ask. We got to go for this here. Do you want to see Brian Rawson take it again? He's last season's champion. Or do you want to see a new guy, Garland Oaks, get his first championship? So I'm sentimental towards the Garland Oaks. I like Garland. He's a good guy. Nothing against Brian Rawson. He's very like Brian Rawson. Love racing with him. He's an awesome racer. But just as an aspect, you got the last one, Brian. Let's see somebody else get it.
Yeah, that's always the argument, but then to see a repeat, especially because this is going to be the last time they run this Sunday series too, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, what do you do? I just love that it's that tight, and we're not going to know until the end of this thing who's going to win. That's the crazy part.
If we keep track of who, we really don't need to keep track of other than Garland Oaks and Ryan Rawson. If the one leads a lap, we know that, they're ahead a little bit. If Garland wins, that's 5 extra points, over the rest of the field. That's, that brings it down to a 1 point difference. So if he's able to win, and Ryan Rawson doesn't lead a lap, he does, you know what I mean? Now you're talking, it's pretty close. So it all depends on when we get down to that last 10 laps. Where are they? What happens to them during the race?
And of course, green flag pitting, always a big thing. You miss, if you overshoot your pits just a little bit under green flag, you could lose the draft completely. There's so many, what is it? I got the points here. It's 44 win, 35 for 2nd, 33 for 3rd. And then from there down, 32, 31, 30. So there's some math to be done with that. And that'll be interesting coming near the end of this thing.
Very good point about pitting. I mean, hot pitting's allowed. Okay, so under green flag conditions, if you can get that hot pitting in there without overstepping, and then hit your marks perfectly, get out, get right at the 55, do not speed. Once you get out of the pit road and you're free to go, you get that thing up to speed. That the difference is, just a mild error could, you could be half a track back, and that's the important thing there too. And then, of course, there's always incidents. Something happens to Brian Rawson early on in the race. Maybe he's not wrecked completely, but he's, damaged.
And that's the thing that we forget about this point setup, actually. If it's 40 for a win and 35 for 2nd, if the second place driver does not lead a lap,
Yep.
It's actually, the winner's always going to come up with 41 because at least if they lead that last lap to win that race, it's 41 points because it's one bonus point for the lap led. So the winner's guaranteed to get 41 points. So, but the second place guy is not guaranteed to get 36. It's 35, and you got to lead a lap. So like you said, that lap led comes down. And of course, leading the most, especially in this race, if Oaks can,
it's only one point, but still.
But if Oaks can win the race and lead the most laps, he's going to get 42 coming out of this. And there's only what was it? That's like a 6-point gap. Yeah, it's only a 6-point gap between first and second. So
that's like we look at Brian. We look at Brian Wolf and we look at Randy Watt. 41 points behind. That's a win. You win.
Tied.
If you win, okay, you get 41 points, okay? And if you win and lead a lap, you get 41 points. That would tie you with Brian Rosson, okay? Mm-hmm. But all Brian Rosson has to do is start.
Yeah.
And he's at least guaranteed whatever 13th places got. So you're not, that's how we say Brian Wolf and Randy Waugh are mathematically out of this.
Yes.
Just no way, as long as these guys take the green, there's no way they can beat them. Now they can get down there and they potentially could take second. So let's say Brian Wolf goes out, wins the race, leads the most laps, Garland Oaks gets 13th place, and you know what I mean? There's a potential chance that I really don't even know if he could do it, but it'd be a long shot that Brian Wolf or Randy Waugh can take second in the points.
Yeah, it really is. But man, it could happen. It's a long race. We're running 57 laps here on Sundays. We run on Saturdays.
We weren't sure about
66.
that last night.
Yeah, last night it's race 1, right? So it's like you got to make the decision, but 66 is a good number, and it just means you got to pit one more time, really. But
I'm watching the guys out there right now in happy hour, and it just makes me think about it. Something must have happened to Ulysses Sandoval. He must have ran out of gas or something. Garland Oaks is kind of pushing him around. Okay, but that's okay. The point that I'm trying to get there. This is not the race we're watching
right now. This is happy hour. These guys are messing around, yeah.
But the point I'm saying right there, those two cars are team wrecking ball. Okay?
Yeah.
So Ulysses is not even in the top 10 in points. His job tonight literally should be, I gotta help out Garland whatever way I can. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's there. Now you gotta look through the field. You've got Brian Rosson's out there. Now, Ken Roberts, Greg Palmer, Randy Waugh, Dave Slinsky. Who are they going to go with, Because this championship could be decided. I'm just going to say, I'm not throwing names out there, but hypothetically, somebody could say, well, Brian Rosson won the last one. I really don't want to see him win another one. They go with, Garland Oaks. Or, somebody could say, that Garland Oaks guy, I can't stand him. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to make sure that Brian Rosson gets it. Now, is there many people that are going to say that? I don't think so. Garland Oaks is such a nice guy. I don't think, nor the same with Brian Rosson. I think a lot of these guys will be out there fighting for themselves, and maybe a couple of them will be out there helping, their friend, as it were, or in the case of Ulysses Sandoval, a teammate,
It's the thing, too, of right place, right time. A lot of these guys could, be in a situation to help and then just end up going, okay, I'm going to help this guy just because you happen to just be there. You're in the right line. You're in the right spot. Just give him a push and let's go. Or I want to pit early to get off sequence and, okay, I'll go with you and help you. And it's not going to get dirty, but it could get interesting to see where people are positioned and if they choose to help or not. Because even I think it was last week we saw there was a car that was a lap down and got out of the way and let the lead pack go. But I'm like, you weren't damaged. Those, even though you're a lap down, and if you're not damaged, you could still assist. It's all going to come down to the assists tonight, I think, because you do need friends on the track like this to win. And if you can find a buddy that can give you an assist, it's going to be neat to see what happens.
And as it is, we keep hearing that from them guys. They just kind of say, well, I just didn't want to get involved, or I didn't want to be the one that decided the championship. But
do it,
that's the thing. You got to do that. You've got to say, I'm picking a side, head or tails. I'm going to Brian O'Son, or Tails, I'm going with Garland Oaks. It makes it more exciting when they decide that that's what's going to happen and that's how they're going to do it.
Like, you could imagine if there's a couple of cars a lap down coming into the last lap of this thing, and maybe they jump out with a couple of the guys on the lead lap into that high line, and and then you call out on the radio, pull out, Rawson, let's do this thing. And then he pulls out and gets the right bump and then ends up winning the championship because you just had a couple of lap down cars that had screaming fast exit off turn 3 or something. Like, anything can happen. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Which, darn well, as we're getting ready to go green here, make sure you let it run through there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Much as I got to make sure I'm live.
Yeah.
Also got to thank Brian Wolf, man. He's been running this series with a few of the guys out there, admins and whatnot, helping him out. I hate to see him stop running it. I know that, they are still trying to decide what they're going to do on Sunday, and I really kind of hope in a way that, they do, reach out to us and have us come back and have us do it again. Obviously in the summertime, when my real racing career gets back running, Saturday nights sometimes and Sunday nights, I'm not going to make those events just because of when my racing happens, but still kind of wish he would continue to do something with it.
Yeah, and the rumors are floating around right now that Sundays are going to be switched to Daytona, so that'll be neat.
Yeah.
You're going to stick with super speedways, or even a different one. There's lots of great fictional ones too. Like Coca-Cola is 3 miles long. That's a little bit long of a track, but like there's a lot of good 2.5 mile super speedways that are fictional tracks in the game. So that could be cool too.
Anybody that's seen that right there, just on the initial start of the race, I jumped out. Obviously, I started. Blaine did. He started 4th. So you saw Randy Waugh pull up into the 4th position, and he's allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. And then that'll happen. And unfortunately, just one position for Robert Spring in the back because I was on the inside. Random qualifying, we can be on the pole. I mean, technically, Blaine and I could both be qualifying the pole. We're only here to do the broadcast, but that's just the way it falls. So, yeah. Pace car is on pit road. Got to get that pace car you got. I got the old Dodge. No, this one here, I got the Corvette.
I got an old FSB pace car. That's
You're going to have to send me that file.
Going way back to FSB racing. I don't even know if Sean Leap and Milty do the broadcasting anymore. I think that's iRacing now. I think they moved out of NASCAR 2003 finally. But either way, here we are.
You look at that front row as they get the green flag. Everybody got a nice even shot. Even start. Ken Roberts got a little bit better start on that bottom. But I was just going to say, you look at that top 6 cars. All of them guys are in points, with the exception of Greg Palmer. Greg Palmer's a part-timer with us. He's been running a little bit more, often, but great super speedway racer. Winner last night. As always, the interview was, woo, Garland Oaks.
And
let's see Sandoval has got that going on in that middle groove, man. He has got the momentum just a cranking. Brian O'Son right there back behind him, just behind Greg Palmer there. Now you think about it, O'Son's doing what he's got to do. Now he's in 3rd. All he's got to do is keep that Garland Oaks guy behind him. Championship's his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all he's got to do is finish in front of him, really. I mean, even if you don't win, he could even, he could give up a couple of spots, but he has to keep Oaks from being 2nd or 1st.
The first thing, right now, Brian O'Son is on the high, very, very high side. And he's got people pushing him behind. Now, what he's looking for, get that lap lift. Now it's a 6-point gain. A 6 from a 7-point gain. Garland Oaks has got that same idea in mind. I just want to lead that one lap. So we might see, maybe, if there's an early caution, one of them guys that hasn't led a lap yet, they're going to stay out to lead that lap. That's a very important thing to try to do.
It's something looking for, too, like, oh, hey, I'm going to stay out and lead a lap. But maybe again, talking about the assist, maybe you want to relinquish that and let the 67 lead one or let the 6 lead one, depending who you're helping. Or if the 67 is trying to lead one, but you're trying to help the 6, you stay out and lead the lap instead of the 67. It's all different ways that people can help tonight. It's going to be neat to watch.
Absolutely. So now you saw Greg Palmer. He kind of went up there on that high side, and in front of Brian Rosson. Now, the
And that old
interesting to see, that old. I mean, I'm not a Pepsi fan, but I like that paint scheme.
That's a cool car, yeah.
I really actually like Ken Roberts and his car. They just look the part, you know.
The front of that car, that 22, looks like a Buick station wagon we had back in the 80s.
See, now, the interesting thing is, so let's say, you know, what's happening there on that high side. Greg Palmer gets out in that lead. You know, just keep in mind, if Greg Palmer's not here, if he's here, maybe I want to see Rosson win it. You know, he can go out there and maybe just get out of the way and let Rosson get that lap led. But, there again, if he's out there trying to help out Garland Oaks, you know what I mean, he's going to slow Rosson down. So,
yeah, you just stay in front of him.
a little bit of jockeying around there. I missed that. I was so busy watching the tie side there. Garland Oaks has managed to get himself right to the rear bumper of Ulysses Sandoval. Interesting to see what Ulysses does. Does Ulysses kind of move over, let his teammate lead a lap, or does he just kind of right now kind of ride around with it?
Right now it's early. You probably just want to race, you know. I don't believe that whole championship points race will be on anybody's mind this early in there, but like, I mean, once we get halfway through this thing, it's definitely going to be.
It's interesting to see. We talk about this track all the time, how it's three wide, you know, three grooves, three distinct groove. It doesn't matter which groove you're in. If you got the most cars in there, you're going to do it. You know, you got 3 in the bottom, 3 in the middle, and 5 on the top. You're going to get it down on the top. But they're not running the bottom at all. You know, it'll change as the race goes on. You'll see people drop down there, but for the most part, everybody's just going to want to be in that middle groove.
Yeah, they like running in that center lane. You can see that from the helicopter view. The center lane is the fastest way around the track, not the shortest. Obviously, the yellow line would be, but
I just see something happen there, right there, just for a minute. My own observation, okay? So, Greg Palmer had the opportunity to drop down in front of Cody Lomas. He still does. Anytime he wanted to, he knows that outside line's not quite got that momentum. There's not enough cars out there. He hasn't given up. He stayed right there. They've got, Ken Roberts right behind Brian Rosson. I'm kind of thinking that these two cars are kind of stuck on the idea of maybe helping out Brian Rosson.
And it's consistency too. You know, that line right now is not moving, but it's gonna.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. Last night it was a little different. It was kind of weird. We've seen, like, now Cody Lamas went up there and took that high side. Now all of a sudden, that high line has gained momentum. Last night it was a little weird. Even though they're both CTS physics, when somebody pulled out like there, it seemed to slow that outside dot line down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Really kind of weird. Not for long, but just that quick slowed them down, and they would, get the momentum built back up, and then they would rock and roll until the next person did that. Ooh, what a move by Garland Oaks.
Yep. He's going to have to leave his wrecking ball companion behind because he can lead that lap we've been talking about.
I tell you right now, I don't think Ulysses is not going to complain.
Nope.
Early in the race like that, go out there, buddy. Get that lap led.
4 wide almost back here. Holy jeez. They're 3 wide on the top half of the track.
Not sure what happened to Greg Palmer. Missed that, but boy, he got up way high on the track.
And Oaks, it looks like he's going to lead heading into lap number 8.
Knock that 6-point lead down to 5.
And it'll stay that way unless the 6 can lead.
So now, if you think about it, okay, let's just hypothetically the race were to end with Garland Oaks winning, okay, and Brian Rosson not leading a lap, finishing second. That's a tie. A tie.
Yes.
A tie would go to whoever's got the most wins, and that would fall on Brian Rosson because he has 2 wins.
It would be a tie because if Oaks wins this, they would both have 2 wins.
Oh, you're right. Oh, so wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Got that right. So then it would go into who's got the most top 5s.
Top 5s would be
that would Brian Rosson. Yeah.
Because he would have 7 and Oaks would have 5.
Yep.
Yeah. If that's how they break ties, I guess we would have to talk to Wolf. That's pretty just standard on how they would do it. It would go wins, 5s, 10s, starts. They have to start doing all that stuff. But
get a caution, we'll grab Brian and we'll bring him down here and we'll ask him that particular question. But I believe that is, that's how they would handle it.
Yeah, so you're saying Rawson gets second without leading a lap, and Garland wins and leads the most.
That's tied.
It's a tie.
It's an absolute tie, dead nuts right there. And then it would, I believe it would fall to Brian Rasson, who moves to the bottom side, trying to get the little bit of run. He had a bit of a run and he moved down. So now, you notice what I just saw? You saw Greg Palmer drop right down behind him. I tell you, I think Greg Palmer is here tonight. He's going to work with Brian Rasson, try to get Brian his second championship in a row. Just my opinion.
Yeah, so Garland really has to hope that there's some space between them at the end of this race if Garland wishes to win this championship.
So looking at the chat, Randy Waugh was talking to us earlier because obviously we were trying to, get everything squared away for the cars. Mackenzie Weston is there. David Chin, okay, is
Mr. Chin in the house.
Yeah, and he's talking about a great job last night. And I'm no, wait a minute. You see something missing out here? I don't see David Chin out there. Yeah? Where's David Chin tonight? What are you doing watching this race? You should be out there in this race.
He was racing yesterday. That was a major awesome. That was a really good race last night.
I do like his car. We talked about the cars last night. We talked about how, the paint jobs by we got one around Solinsky down around in the back section. I don't think that's going to bring out a yellow at all. The next question is, though, is Brian Rasson is trying to make something happen on that bottom. Can he do it? What I was talking about was David Chin's car. I love his car. We talked all about some of the paints that Roddy Sullins had done, and really cool paint jobs. And then one of the things we talked about last night was David Chin's car. It wasn't extravagant, but it was really cool looking car.
I like the color scheme. That's the kind of thing that I will do is be like, okay, what colors look good together, and yeah, you got some smoky gray, you got some blue and some red. It doesn't need to be complicated. Randy Waugh's car, like a lot of these guys tonight running the vintage schemes, you don't want to get too crazy. I mean, you can get crazy if you want.
My car is a really, really off the wall kind of crazy car compared to every car out here. Mine doesn't have like an old school effect look to it. I don't race. I race with these guys when we don't broadcast, but mine's just a little bit off the wall different. But these cars out here, they look phenomenal. I saw Garland Oaks, man. He went out there and he got out in front of Brian Rasson to try not preventing him from leading a lap. I don't think it's going to work because I think he's going to do it this time by. And if you've noticed, again, I should stop talking about this because I'm going to risk repeating myself. Greg Palmer's been right on that rear bumper of Brian Rasson this whole time. Wherever he goes, Brian goes, Greg goes.
Yep. And now both the 6 and the 67 both have a lap lead, so now that's irrelevant.
Back to a 6 points difference.
Yep.
And now, if Garland Oaks wins, now next thing is if he leads the most laps, it goes back to where it was if it's the first second. But now if Garland Oaks, a little bit of a bad bump going on right there. I think Randy Waugh might have just misjudged a little bit. Easy to do at this track, I'm telling you. And got Greg Palmer just a little bit out of shape. Luckily, not much. Greg, being the driver he is, he just straightened it out, kept on going. I'm sure Randy keyed the mic and said, "I'm sorry about that." And Greg said, "Not a problem, bud. Just keep it on. Keep doing it.
Keep the hammer down."
That's the thing of it is, these guys, they can. Some of them, they get them wheels right. They get used to it. They get it right. Ooh,
wow.
Wow, so I tell you, he might be telling Randy to back off a little bit just because that was a little bit too aggressive.
That was an aggressive lane change. Holy moly.
I don't think it was so much of a lane change as it was that I think Randy might have gotten the back of him. Yeah, I think he did. He got forced into that lane change. Dave Little back there, we haven't talked much about him, but you just saw him go from that high side to that bottom side. To make that bottom side go faster, you gotta. We can sit here and talk to her blue in the face about who we think's going after who. Some of the guys are out here just racing. You just saw what I saw.
Palmer just yielding that lane again.
Yeah,
Ulysses Sandoval, by the way, back to the lead. He has led 6 tonight. No, 7.
I tell you, Palmer's out there to help Rasson. I'm going to stop talking about it after this, but, you know, it just seems as every move he's made, it's been just to help out Brian Rosson get that championship.
Pit stops will be coming up soon, too, so I think they might be trying to flare it out.
Yeah, we get about, what, 18, 19? You know, if you're Dave Little, I'm just going to say he's been running kind of at the back of the pack. Not saying it's a bad thing, but he's been more back of the pack. He might have better fuel mileage than pretty much everybody else.
Maybe, yeah. Currently showing them there at the stripe in 6th.
Hasn't really been charging much to the front. That's not necessarily, that's my MO. And so he might just be, and as you see now, everybody's gotten themselves into a straight line. So we're going to keep track of the chat.
Yeah, you'll be able to see.
Looks like Robert Spring is already going to pit. He already has pitted. I think you'll see that we're going to have some pit stops coming up here relatively soon. Who saved the most fuel? Who wants to take a chance, maybe go a little bit further?
Got to get my pit camera in position.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it because I know the Tarnation TV... Tarnation... Hold on a minute. Let me fix this.
The Tarnation TV curse is alive and well.
Yes.
Every time we say somebody's name, they lose camshaft.
I get talking too much. My mouth gets dry. I got to water it down here. I was going to say something, but I don't want to. You know, usually, you know, so far, I guess we'll have to now, but so far we're caution free, so not trying to get any cautions. I'd like to see this thing go green to checkered. Get to see that chance to find out who is really, really good at the pit stops and who makes mistakes at the pit stops. That's going to separate the field.
Brian Wolf on that Steelers mobile sitting back there in 5th position. Following Cody Lamas.
Kind of nice. It would be kind of nice to see him, you know, win tonight. You know, just because it's his series, you know, get a chance to talk to him. He's going to come down and talk to us later, I know, but sure, you know, but we didn't get him in here earlier like we normally do. He decided that he was going to do it. There, and Robert Spring and Dale Solinsky just go to the high side. You know, respectable drivers there. They, you know, for whatever reason, they may be off the pace a little bit or got off the pace. Now they'll pick up the back of the pack. They should, if they don't have damage. Did see Dale spin earlier. I don't think he hit anything, so hopefully them two have enough power and an arrow to be able to keep up to the back of the pack. And then should we get a caution, maybe, you know, whatever. Seem to be sticking to it pretty good, so hopefully they're not damaged.
They've got to be pitting now.
Right now we have Ulysses Sandoval, Randy Waugh, Cody Lamas, and Greg Palmer pitting this time by. Right.
Yeah, Shalinsky's little spinorama he didn't contact any walls. He also did not pit to replace those tires. So
looks like everybody is coming down pit road. Nobody is not. Oh no!
Wolf's got
Ken Roberts
spun.
got a little bit just out of shape. Got in the back of Brian Wolf. It's a heartbreaker for the one, you know, Tarnation TV curse I talked about. I wanted Brian to win, and an incident on a pit road that not of his doing might take that away from him. We'll have to see. It may still happen. Got people, they're taking tires, the right side tires at least.
Yep. Lots of cars going up on the right side.
I care, just watching to see what. I just see two tires pit stop.
Ulysses got the race off pit road, but Randy was able to get in front of him. Almost might be a little bit too far.
Everybody pretty much did 2 tire stops. And that was really good. Randy Waugh had an excellent pit stop. Not too bad, I don't know. There's a couple that I don't think made the greatest. So let's step back and see who they are.
It's like Roberts is a little far behind there.
Ken Roberts. Brian Wolf, obviously, we know he's going to be a little behind just because he had an incident.
With Roberts, too, yeah.
Linsky pitted as well with them, and he is way back. He is bit back. Unfortunately, we can't tell you how far back from the leader because he is
Randy Waugh
him
on the
in.
pit road again.
Oh, that's why he did so well then.
I'm not showing a black flag though.
Well,
You know, it might be late. Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit off sometimes, but I'm watching him go down through the pits to see if he just does a drive through. That is a definite indication just past his pit stall. So
Yeah.
He basically just probably overstepped a little bit on either an entry or exit. That hot pitting thing is great, but it can go wrong.
Dave Little and Palmer back on pit road. It looks like Little drove straight through too. It's weird that my GNL TV did not prompt me that there was any penalties there. I got it on a 14-second refresh, so it should have said something by the time I got all the way around, but either way. Cars a lap down. Dale Shalinsky, Robert Spring as of right now.
Right now, we really got a 4-car breakaway. Everybody else is kind of in a single-car situation. So right now, you got Ulysses Sandoval, you got Cody Lamas second, and then you got Garland Oaks and Brian Rosson just riding around behind him. Now, I don't think that you're going to see Garland Oaks and Brian Rosson worry about where they are right now because they're in a 4-car draft. They're pretty much the only guys that are drafting. So I think you'll see Ken Roberts and Brian Wolf may catch up to each other. At some point, there's a 5-second difference right there. But and then the same thing might happen with Randy Waugh and Dave Little. They might be able to get hooked up. Unfortunately, due to the way our thing is, I'd have to go look. We don't know where Robert Spring and Solinsky kind of landed.
The interesting thing about this front pack, like you're saying, Rawson and Oaks will just be content. Oh.
I am not sure what happened. But we just got a caution for some reason. Which is an advantage for, the top 8. They do take 2 lucky dogs. So that's going to take Robert Spring and Dale Solinsky and put them back on the lead lap.
Interesting. If there was, if we can't find, we're going to load up a caution or load up the cause of the caution here.
Unfortunately for Greg Palmer, he is the 11th car.
29 to the tower.
29, Tower, go ahead.
That's a debris caution.
Roger that. Thanks, 29.
So we got told it's a debris caution. So somebody's driving a Dodge out there.
Yes.
So it's called Dodge debris. The Dodge is lost a part. It's funny because I drive a Dodge. But anyway.
They say there's debris on the Brack straightaway, and I'm always looking for the Cheddar and the Monterey Jack.
Okay, so now the next thing is, all right, what we got to do now is look at inside of every car and find out who threw the roll cage padding out.
Yeah. It's like James Bond type stuff. Somebody's got that button on the dash that dropped a bunch of thumbtacks in turn 1 or something.
We know it's not the top 4 cars. We know Ulysses Sandoval, Cody Malamas, Garland Oaks, and Brian Rosson. We know that it's not one of those guys. But you got to look back. Ken Roberts, maybe even, we got a message from Brian Wolf saying it was debris. I'm thinking he knew it was debris because he is missing a piece of his roll cage.
I'm curious, are
we missing a piece of your roll cage, buddy?
Is that a thing where, I wonder if I never even noticed that before. Is that a thing in the league where they might throw a caution halfway through the race if there isn't one? I don't believe so.
No. So we were talking about earlier, we wanted to bring Brian Wolf down to talk to him about points, right?
Correct.
Let's grab Brian Wolf and just see what he's up to, if he's got a minute to talk to us.
Cool.
Brian Wolf, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got a copy, my friend.
I do, buddy.
We were kind of questioning about points. What were we trying to figure out, Blaine? There was something about the points we were trying to... how does a tie determine? So, hypothetically, okay, we'll just go Garland Oaks wins, Brian Rosson finishes second, and they tie.
You mean if they tie in number of points?
Yes.
Okay, then it would go by number of wins, then it would go by number of top 10s, then it would go by number of top 5s.
Stop
and
whispering.
and so on.
It's fine.
I don't know.
We can hear him. Yeah.
You've got
can?
me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, it would go. If they end up in a tie, it would go by number of wins would be a tiebreaker, and then it would go number of top 10s, then top 5s, top and so on and so forth.
Okay, so
Because
if
wins,
they did
they'd
that,
be tied in
Rasan
wins, and then it
still
would
win.
go to tens. Yeah.
Figured that out. We figured that that's what you did. We wasn't 100% sure, but if that fell like that, being that wins, if Garland Oaks won, that they would tie for wins, it would go to the next, and we figured that. Well, I just want to make sure that's what what was gonna happen.
Well, it was more so a question of if Oaks wins and like Rasan was like in third and they ended up with a tie in points, they would also still be tied in wins. But
Yep.
then you go to
top
fives, but
five,
it's
right?
actually go to tens first and then fives.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Something like that. It would be an order, from biggest to smallest. So.
Right. Cool.
Cool. So, what
Since
happened on that pit
since
stop?
you guys brought me in here, give me just 1 second.
Yep.
But just so you're aware, there's actually another little battle going on here between myself and the 21.
Yeah,
We
because you guys
talked
were
about it.
tied. Yeah.
We were tied for the overall podium. So,
We talked
so-
about it. Don't worry.
oh, 10-4. Okay.
Yeah, because you guys
We got
were
you covered,
hard.
buddy. We got you covered.
You
So
guys-
I'm looking to finish ahead of him at least.
we
completely
figured
tied,
out. We have figured out that even Ken Roberts mathematically had a chance to take it away from both of you. Had he had a great night and you guys had a bad night, he'd need a bit of points, but yeah, we got you covered, my friend.
No, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
good
been
battle
a-
all around.
We decided to throw a caution. There was a couple little mishaps there, and
So
I think only 13 starters tonight. Which isn't a huge number, but it makes it fun if we run in a pack.
yep. So that was an admin caution. Okay, that's where the debris.
Well,
came. All right.
there was actually
Perfect.
some debris down there. Everybody saw it, so
Okay, we're good.
everybody but NASCAR saw it. So we
Yeah.
decided, yeah.
It's probably
All right.
that Sullins Winnebago throwing whiskey bottles on the track.
Right, yeah, it was something like that. Yeah,
Empty whiskey bottle.
yeah, but everybody was spread out all over the place, and and so I told him, I said, I think I see some debris down there. Anybody else see it? And everybody's, yep, I see it. So
We saw you get
Nice.
we saw you get turned by Ken, so we thought maybe you were thinking, yeah, man, there's debris everywhere. Get this thing under caution. I need to get back up.
I'm thinking Oaks and Rawson probably weren't saying that because they were in a tight little
No.
4-pack up front. They were
Right,
just going
right,
to drive
yeah.
away
And there
from
was
you
four-
guys. They didn't
There
want
was
to see that.
four cars running away with it, and a bunch of cars out there running by themselves. And
yeah, they were looking off the other way. They didn't see it, but everybody
That's
else
awesome,
did.
dude.
So the majority of us saw it. So there you go.
all right, buddy. Hey, good luck. I've got you picked to win this thing, so good luck. We'll talk to you a little later, bud.
Well, good luck to you. I'm out here working, man. With the short amount we have tonight, it's been fun, man. It's been a blast. Thank you guys for being here all season. It's been fun.
Well, I'll tell you right now, though, even a short class like this and the amount of cars, it's absolutely fun to call because it's good racing. Yeah, that's the thing. I'd like to see less caution and good racing, so that's just my point of view of it. But it's awesome. And this Sunday series has been fun. I really kind of hope that you come back, you do it again, and you figure out what you want to do with it. Bring us along. We'd love to come along and cover for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can tell you at this point that there will be a season 4. Just not sure we're taking the next 2 or 3 weeks off, but there will be a season 4, and we are moving to Daytona.
Perfect. All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on your yellow and getting caught back up. Now go get it.
I'm gonna try.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Brian Wolf. Actually, basically the head admin of this.
So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because there was a couple of spinoramas and some stuff on pit road. They just kind of decided to tighten them back up again.
I'm thinking that he was the loudest person asking for it, in my opinion. He did.
I don't mind. Like I see as a driver, they're like, yeah, let's just throw the thing and get back together again. Where
I think it's great.
Me, I don't mind it when it gets kind of peppered around like that because it makes it interesting to see, okay, now the pit strategies, now what's going to, so many things are can change when stuff like that happens. But either way, here we are.
Like I said, I just think that the biggest component for that was, Brian Wolf asking to, try to get that done. Like I said, Robert Spring and Dave Selinsky. Now, hopefully their cars are good. If they are, they got their laps back. They're back on the lead lap. Pace car lights are off. We're looking to see the pace car. Now, she took that turn to the left. She's headed down pit road. Brian Rasson is the current leader. Chose the inside behind, in front of Ken Roberts and Greg Palmer. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Alan Oaks is back right there behind him. That inside line's a pretty good stout line. Well, Randy Waugh got a really good start on that. He didn't leave the lap. That last lap went to Brian Rasson.
Apologies to the viewers there. I got stuck on the pace car.
Problem with that is he got a great launch, but he didn't get Brian Wolf behind him. Brian Rasson's going to go to that high side. You're going to see Brian play the side that's got the momentum. They know that momentum's going to come on that high side. Once that side gets wound up, that first lap, first corner, the inside low groove always seems to get the advantage.
And they can kind of force the hand too and hold that middle line. They don't need to yield that line, but that bottom line would like to shift up too. So it's kind of the battle for the lane can kind of happen too. If it's not three wide, they can try to push each other.
I'm going to go out on a limb just a little bit.
Okay.
You think about this. You got Brian Rasson on the high side. He's currently our leader. He's staying out there in the lead. You've got Ken Roberts and you've got Greg Palmer down on that bottom side. They are holding back that inside line. They can continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Speculation.
Oh.
Because
you're talking about the 22, right?
Yeah.
He might try to just hold it up.
He can keep that bottom line back. He can keep Garland Oaks back. I'm not trying to, I'm not saying there's any conspiracy here, but.
No, but it's not even like you're brake checking a guy. You're just in front of him. Like that's as long as you stay in front of him, you hold that position, and that's the points that he's not going to get.
You think about it like this: you got Randy Waugh back here. Is Randy Waugh going to hold back and not push?
No.
Russell. No. Randy Waugh is a driver. Randy is going to go to the front. Anybody in front of you, you better be ready to go. He is going to push you. Okay? You got Greg Palmer pushing, Ken Roberts. Now, I've been in front of Greg Palmer. That dude is going to push you harder than ever. Do you see him pushing? I'm speculating. I get it. But you know what I mean?
I like your conspiracy theory. There's a lot of air between the 5.5 and the 2.2.
Yes, there is.
The 2.2.
Garland Oaks stuck right behind him. Nowhere to go.
And that's it. And Ken Roberts in the 5s down there.
Garland Oaks said, nope, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Maybe he's got the broadcast on in the background.
That's a possibility.
He's like, I got the 5s and the 2s in front of me. I'm getting out of here. He's got to close that gap, though.
Just turned around and looked at the chat. Mackenzie, she's shooting for the 74 and or the 29, because Dad said 29, so she's going to. 74 is a great number too, Mackenzie. And then we got David Chin. He just basically gives us a little insight on the fact of, boys, keep your Sundays open.
Yep.
That is part of the sponsorship that keeps ASR running these broadcasted things. So Dave Chin, love you, buddy. Miss you out here tonight. We, got to see you out there, but thank you, and we'd love to come back and keep doing this for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm wondering too about Sundays because we got Maverick coming back, Rolling Thunder on Thursdays, and then ASR on Saturdays, that's a lot of broadcasting too.
And we still got our Monday nights. Can't forget our Monday nights. That's our fun night to have a good time together. But also, as we've been in discussions with Open Speedway, we don't know yet what, where, when, and how. Coming February 4th, we're going to do a little bit of a thing for TMP. That's where I race. Unfortunately, I won't race that night. I'll be up in the booth with them guys, and that's an interesting series. The way they run things and everything.
That would be fun too, yeah.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast doing it, and the guys are going to love what we do for them. But they run a series unlike any other, and I seriously mean that. And you got to come out on the 4th when we do that event and watch that, because it is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be neat. When you were talking about Mondays, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the RV there yet. We're out. Oh, we keep saying this until Monday's coming. We're out of the tunnel. Yay!
Finally, that tunnel was brutal.
And we looked ahead. We didn't go down the road, looked ahead. Blaine and I went on top of the highest rock we could find, looked ahead and said, look, Robert's driving the frog. We got a good road ahead. Unfortunately, tomorrow night we may not have Milt with us. We don't know yet. He's got something going on. He said he might make it. Hopefully he does. He's also welcome. He doesn't have to be here at the beginning. Hopefully we get in there. My buddy Rick, I don't know if he's going to be there or not, but it might just be the three of us, Robert Spring, myself, and Blaine, and we're going to see what adventures we come on to next.
And if I'm not, new to playing video games, I have a feeling it might be a little bit easy for a little while, just because that thing was so insane. Yeah,
I'm going to say a short bit.
They'll get our confidence up and then they'll take it away.
Our normal broadcasts are about 2.5 hours long. Mm-hmm. And the last time we did it, I would say 45 minutes of it or something like that, was trying to figure out how to get out of the last part, and then we couldn't do it. And
the podcast was long though. But I think we were playing for 4 hours.
So then we get next week, try to figure it, and we lost Robert due to the fact that Robert had to get up early in the morning, then Milt, he had to get up, and then Blaine and I just sat down and said, we are going to get out of this beep, beep, beep tunnel.
Yeah.
It is on Tarnation TV.
Yeah.
And we got out, and 4 hours, almost a 4-hour broadcast, but we got out, and that was awesome, and we had a good time, and we love playing it, and we'd love to see you guys come out and just watch us make fools of ourselves.
It'll be a big graphic update tomorrow too, because I'm going to be playing it on my new computer, so that'll be pretty cool. As
I told Robert, and as you told me, the carpet in the RV is actually shag.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, with the new computer, you see all kinds of stuff.
Anybody that's been following us, look at this, guys. They just jumped right. I was going to say they went into a straight line, but then they jumped out of that line. But anybody that's been following us, we got to the forest fire, and Blaine actually had to turn things on because his computer didn't see it. I really almost would like to start over, just because from what Blaine says with the new computer, it is absolutely incredible.
It's funny how a game like that looks like that can actually, all that hidden stuff. Anyway, there's 6 here leading. That'll be lap number 13 that he has led. Oaks has only led 5. So far, Rawson has the extra point for laps led.
Okay, Sandoval's got it right now.
Oh, you're right. Sandoval has the most laps led so far, further. 16, yeah.
If Rawson can stay where he is at, he will, he probably will get that.
Look at Palmer's fastest lap mile per hour. 199.000 miles per hour. That's the lap speed record this evening, held by the 2s.
Double deuces, Greg Palmer. Anybody was there last night, we literally picked on him before we even interviewed him, because not really picked on him. He is a fun interview. No matter what, that guy is the king of the one-liners. He is, he is so much fun to race with and talk with. So he makes for a really fun interview.
It looks like I'm just focused on Shalinsky here. It looks like Shalinsky will end up losing the draft.
But he might have got a little damage little damage there that we didn't see.
It's possible, yeah.
Robert Spring is, right there, right behind Greg Palmer, running with him, trying to decide what lane to choose from. He's kind of went to the high side, I think, following Greg and them guys. Greg just moved to the bottom. I think Greg is just kind of looking. That high side is not quite getting it done. Cody Lamas is starting to come up there with him, so you get them. You get 4 guys on the top, 4 guys in that middle group. I still think the 4 guys on the way top are going to get it. Dave Little's coming into it.
Oh, there's Wolf with the big sweep down to the side there. That's what we call the whoops, the wolf swoop.
Wolf swoop, yeah.
You know what though? In the alpha of the pack of wolves actually stays at the back watching his flock herd.
Yeah.
Pack. What do they call the pack of wolves? A wolf pack? Yeah. The alpha actually stays at the back, so maybe that's what Wolf is doing.
Possibly. It's his baby, so he's just maybe.
It's his name.
Maybe he's just taking the chance, looking at all the cars in front of him, and said, this has been fun. And as my daughter Mackenzie says, she's pulling for Brian Wolf. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a big move there by Rawson and Waugh to get to the bottom. I was going to say Ken Roberts in the 5s. All by his lonesome down there, and then just as I was about to say it, the 6 of the 21 slid down to the bottom line. They're going to have to pit again here too, so they might just be lining that up.
I was just wondering, we got to be getting close to pit stops. I did not, Seth Cole, greatest broadcaster.
Usually I write it down, but I forget. Yeah, Seth doesn't forget that stuff.
He would write this down, and he would know exactly where they are and where they are. Yeah. We're not that good. We're not Seth Cole. We got good graphics. We have a lot of fun. We got a little knowledge about racing. We try our best, but we're no Seth Cole. But
no,
they gotta be pretty darn close to the point where they're pitting. Chat kind of ready to let me know if they're doing it. They're lining up in straight line. Now, usually there's a tendency to show that maybe, quite possibly, their pitting is not that far away, because usually when that happens, they got to go to the bottom, so they all start kind of forming themselves to the bottom so that they can get ready for pit stops.
And this pit stop will be the one, because it'll be the last one they're going to need to make. Because we are now within about, we're pretty much within the window now to make it to the end of the race, with only about 16 laps to go.
It'll be interesting to see. Is it going to be all 13 drivers, 10 drivers, only 10. We got. Oh, wait a minute, that's 11. Right too. There's 11, but I forgot.
Palmer's a lap down.
Palmer's a lap down. That's right too. Yeah. I forgot about that. So.
Yeah, because he had to. Was it a penalty? I can't remember.
I believe it was a penalty or something.
A couple guys had to roll through the pits there. But then they did throw the debris caution out, so even though they, I think it was Waugh that had to do a drive-through, but didn't go a lap down because of the caution that was thrown out there. So,
but Robert Spring and Dale Solinsky were actually ahead of Greg Palmer. There was 3 cars 1 lap down. So with the 3 cars 1 lap down, Robert Spring and Dale Solinsky got the lucky dog. Unfortunately for Greg Palmer, which I don't think he cares. I think he's here more speculating. He is there just to get Rasson into the championship. So hopefully he finishes in the top 3 and we can ask him that question.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out that, if that conspiracy is true. See if we got any takers on pit road. Nobody.
Picked Brian Wolf to win the damn thing, and he's just rolling around in the back. Come on, Brian, kick it up. Say that because Brian watches these, and so it's nice to just pick on him.
Brian Rawson officially now has 19 laps led, which means Garland Oaks cannot get that point. Ulysses could take that point back, but Rawson right now has that point.
So in other words, you're correct in saying there's no way that Garland Oaks could go out there and lead from here on out and take that away from it. The only person that can would be Ulysses Sandoval.
Yeah, Ulysses Sandoval is the only car that's in position to take back those most laps led point from the 6 of Rawson.
Oh, I wish we wrote this down because I am not exactly sure how much further they can go. Gotta take lessons from Seth.
Do you want to ask Brian Wolf? Brian, let me see.
Sure, go ahead.
Brian Wolf, this is Tarnation TV Tower. You got me?
I got you.
Estimated time of arrival on pit road.
10 seconds.
Roger, roger.
As you,
Thank you, sir.
say that, okay, so Robert Spring, Greg Palmer, Randy Waugh, currently posting that they are pitting this time by.
Right on. He
Cody
said
Lamas.
10 seconds, so that means they're coming in this time.
Radios are lighting up.
Here they come.
Oh no, it's us a little contact.
You're going to have to get that thing settled before he can hit the brakes.
Woo!
That's Garland Oaks. He held on to it.
Oh
no,
he didn't. Lamas and
Cody
him get together
Lamas.
next to Sandoval.
Oh, no.
It's gonna hurt them a lot, too. I mean, they how they straighten that all out. If they get out without losing any time at all, that'll be amazing.
Wow. Yeah, so Rawson up front. Oaks actually got spun around, but then straightened back up again.
Yeah, if he does this without losing any time, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, that might be it.
No,
Rawson's
no tires.
taking, no tires for Oaks, so he might
no
be taking
tires
a
for
gamble
nobody.
on that. No,
I didn't see
Rawson.
anybody.
Rawson got right sides.
Okay, I was looking at the back of the pack. I was watching around Garland Oaks. Nobody in the back took tires. The only one that took tires was Brian Rosson.
Yeah,
and
I wonder.
I think that's smart.
Mhm.
No, it's a benefit.
I wonder if Rawson was going to take no tires and then saw what happened and switched, knowing
Maybe.
he had a couple extra seconds to get. Wow, man.
Randy Waugh comes out with the lead though. At current,
Yeah.
they're still building up speed. They're tightening that rubber band up a little bit. Brian Rosson comes out second. Garland Oaks third. This championship's going to end up going right down to the last lap. I mean, granted, we know if it was to finish the way it is now, Garland Oaks can't beat him. Just if it keeps going the way it is, once they get these rubber bands tightened up, you still got about 10 laps to go.
Just watching the replay of Lamas, he got into the 67 twice. The second time actually straightened him back up.
Just think
And
about
now
this.
we go back live, and he's still right there behind the 6.
So
Man,
that's
that
the
could have
point
been
I was
so much worse.
Just think about that. There was an
Oof.
incident, and it could have been, he could have got spun around, done, and he's currently in third place, right behind his championship rival. He didn't lose anything.
No, he
Brian Rosson
gained.
had a perfect pit stop and didn't lose anything. Big advantage he has right now. You look behind him, you got Ulysses Poppy Sandoval right behind him.
Well, the
But-
67 of Oaks actually gained like 5 spots coming in off that, and then got hit. He's going to have to thank Cody Lamas for spinning him, because apparently that helped.
Must be. But you think about it here. You got Team Wrecking Ball, Garland Oaks. You got Ulysses Sandoval. So you got Garland third, Ulysses Sandoval fourth. Right? What have we seen all night? We've seen all night Greg Palmer and Ken Roberts, who are currently right now fifth and sixth.
Yeah.
Right? Behind the two guys.
Yep.
Randy Waugh, current leader. And Brian Rosson does not have to beat Randy Waugh. He looks in your rearview mirror. He's got this championship won. Man, mind you, we still got a little ways to go. But
Even with the points bonuses between second and first, with the extra 3 and the extra 5,
yep.
if Rawson finishes in front of Oaks, no matter where they are, he
No
wins.
matter. You think about it right now, we get down, hypothetically, 2 laps to go. Garland Oaks, he's got his teammate, Ulysses Sandoval. They
Yeah.
go to the high side. They go around him. Where do you think Greg Palmer and Ken Roberts are going?
You know what? I don't even know.
Think about it. Wait a minute.
I would think they would leave them out to dry, but they might not.
We are at ASR, right?
Correct.
Garland Oaks' first season here.
Yep.
He's not an ASR regular. This is his first season here.
Okay.
I think you're going to see Ken Roberts and Greg Palmer go with Brian Rosson only because they are all ASR drivers.
Gotcha.
My opinion, just opinion. Take it however you want. It could be wrong. Like I said, it's my opinion.
You're never wrong.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
I just don't announce it.
Gotcha. This is going to be something else, man. We're within 7 laps of the finish here. Looks like Roberts and
But the
Palmer.
thing about it is, if it was getting down to it, right? Brian Rosson does not have to win. Okay, granted, he'd love to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every
Randy
one of these
Waugh in
guys
front of
wants
him.
to win. That's the thing.
You got Randy Waugh in front of him. You just stay there. And if my conspiracy theory is correct, okay, Garland Oaks, Team Wrecking Ball decide, all right, it's time to go. I don't think it doesn't matter. I think the 2 cars behind them going to tuck up behind Brian Rosson. They may even push him to the win.
And the time to go is late. Like, you got to wait till
Oh yeah.
this point on the track on the last lap to start lining that move up.
But now you got Ken Roberts, who just dropped down. He got a wicked run, drop down. You know what that is? That's a show. Roberts may be out there trying to win this thing too. Now, unfortunately, I just noticed they're about to put Brian Wolf a lap down, which is unfortunate. That was my pick and Mackenzie's pick to win the race. Had a bad pit stop. We talked about this. You cannot make mistakes on pit road.
No, especially in a race like this, we've only had 1 yellow, and it was a debris caution. It wasn't even a caution for an accident.
That's right. Which it hasn't always been the case, sorry, Brian, but, we've had a few races that were, probably had a few more cautions than, we'd like to see.
As happens in real life too, right? Sometimes it's just one of those nights.
Yep. Sometimes it's, somebody has just an internet glitch, because a lot of times these guys are great racers. And it just usually what happens is a little bit of internet latency or somebody a little bit of a connection issue. We've seen a lot of that happen, and unfortunately, and like perfect example last night, early going in the race, Robert Spring shifts to 3rd gear. Great. Hits 4th gear.
Boom.
Gone. And we were questioning last night, what the hell? Why did Robert slow down?
Yeah.
And we've come to find out,
Lost a gear.
4th gear went out the door. Slowed down so much, nobody behind him even have, there's no way Robert couldn't even have said anything to let him know that it happened. Unfortunately, it took out a few people, but props to Robert. 3rd gear, never gave up. He told me he went out there and he ran $9 grand in 3rd gear.
Yeah, just driver, and if it blows up, it blows up.
He drove it right on the limit of blowing up. He said, I finished the race. That's all that matters. And he did. He passed a few cars that had incidents and whatever, and he was 1 lap down when the night was done. Yeah, mind you, he got a few of them back, but still, kept going, persistence, and, you're never going to win a championship if you ever give up. We're getting down to it.
Yeah, so far Rawson has the most laps led still with 22. Ulysses Sandoval has 16.
See a little bit of a jockeying going on down there. You see Ken Roberts drop to the bottom.
Here we go.
That's not what I foreseen. I think they were trying to do that to possibly help out, to get Brian Rosson come down there, but Garland Oaks saw that. He went down to that bottom and said, I'm going to take advantage of that. And then Randy Waugh comes down. Now, so we don't even know.
Oh, man, the issue now is Garland made that move, which is a great move. But you've now lost his teammate Ulysses, is now trapped back there.
We're coming up here. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, so if Garland jumps out, Ulysses goes with them. Oh, they're blocking.
Wow.
Randy Waugh.
I'm kind of speechless there for a minute. Just watching these guys change positions, jump from here, jump from there.
Yeah.
The biggest advantage that right now that Brian Rosson has, stay right behind Garland Oaks, push him, push him.
Yeah, and see, that's actually two positions because Garland's in front of Brian and Brian's in front of Brian, the six. So
Randy Wall wins.
Okay,
Ken Roberts.
that
These
changes.
guys, if they finish nose to tail. Oh yeah, well, never mind.
Yeah, white flag is going up right now.
Oh God, this is getting interesting now. Rosson's right where he needs to be. Just moves out of the way in the last lap. Not going to be a factor in the decision of this championship.
Yeah.
Now you got Greg Palmer. I tell you, he's right on that rear bumper. Now all he's got to do, they went to the high side. Now all Ken. Oh wow. Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, wow, what a push. Oh my God, dude.
Crazy,
the 67.
Dude.
Oh
no!
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow! How does this gonna figure out into the play? Ken Roberts trying to go for the win now. Has no help, but he wins to the high side of Randy Wall. Wow!
So the 21
this is gonna be right down to the wire.
The 21's gonna get it. The 67 is coming over the line.
Says Brian Rosson got third.
I'm showing Oaks in third right now.
Oh, that just switched. Okay.
Oaks in third. Brian Rosson is...
What? Changing fifth.
No, sixth. Nope, fifth.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we got to grab...
Oh my goodness.
Grab a calculator.
Okay, so most laps led, Rosson has 22 over Ulysses. So he got that point, and he got the lap led point. Oaks also has the lap led point. So bonus points, those two lap led points are out. Oh my goodness.
What a race.
When both championship contenders get into each other on the last turn, dude.
Think about it like, all right, so wait a minute. Think about this.
There it is.
Think about it, okay? When you get to third, it's only a 1 point difference.
Yes.
Rosson
So third,
is the champion.
it's fourth. Yeah, 40, 35, 33, 32, 31.
In that case, they canceled each other out on their total points as far as laps led. Garland Oaks got 2 more points than Brian Rosson. Okay.
Yeah, so Oaks would have had 33 points total for the race, and Rosson would have had 31.
Not enough.
And then 1 extra point, because that cancels out 1 extra point for Rosson, so he would actually have 32.
Rosson's your champion.
By how much?
God, I don't know. You got the calculator.
I do? Oh, I don't. I was actually watching. Okay, see, now Rosson's out there burning it down, so I think it's Rosson.
Right, Brian Wolf, you got Rod Blake in the booth. We have questions.
Man, we have math. Awesome.
Yeah,
What a finish! First off, what a finish!
Nuts.
So now we think Rosson took it, right?
He's probably the champion. He's down there doing his burnouts. I think they've done the math. He was 6 points out.
It's
we're going to have
than
to
that,
look at.
but I think he still got it.
I think he still has it. Yeah, it's closer now, but I think. Boy, I tell you what an effort by that.
What a race!
What an effort by that Garland Oaks. I'll tell you what. Even though I was a lap down, I goofed on pit road under green, and
see that.
Yeah. So I was up there. I thought, well, if I'm going to be a lap down, but still a determining factor, I was going with Garland because, I wanted to see how close we could get it and even possibly have him get it. But yeah, congratulations to Randy Waugh. for that win. And overall, that was a fun race. We had to throw that caution. There wasn't that many of us, but I believe Robert Spring is going to be the actually 2-time champion now.
It's going to be Russon, yeah. So what we're going to do is, in this case, we're going to start, we're going to interview with Garland Oaks. Do me a favor and tell Brian Russon not to leave the building.
Yeah, I already told him those top 3.
Want to be in here with us, bud?
Yeah, for just a minute, actually. I'm glad you pulled me in when you did, because I have some work to do yet. We didn't have any cautions except for that one at the end, so we might have to sort that out.
Stay in here and help me interview, bud.
They might have to sort that out. I got to get up here with the review team, but I'm glad to have this opportunity because, man, what a season. It's been so much fun, and having you guys for I think you did half of one of our seasons, and then FRN and Seth and them did the other half. But man,
they helped us out with some situations during October where we couldn't get in there yet.
Right. There was scheduling conflicts and stuff, and we're just so glad to have the top shelf guys in the business here with us.
We appreciate that.
But I got to thank all our sponsors, Dave Chin and the Bryant Motorsports, Charlie Bryant and all that crew that they kind of pay the bills around here and make all this stuff happen for us. And they've given me the reins with this series, and now Ken with his Saturday thing. And man, it's getting big. It's it's getting big because I don't know, the NR 2003 community, a lot of us veterans are a dying breed, but we're keeping it alive, man. Like I said the other night, I don't know who dropped the ball, but we picked it up and we're running with it. So, but man, what a fun season. Thank all you guys. Congratulations to Brian Ross, and I'll talk to him privately later on. And he's got some hardware coming, and what an effort by Garland Oaks. Just all season long, it's been fun watching these guys go back and forth. And unfortunately, I didn't make the podium overall, but personally, I had fun. So, and that's what counts. So, thank you guys for having us. We're going to talk to you next Saturday night for sure, and we're going to be in the works for maybe a possible season 4 coming up here for this Super Sundays. And I think we're going to move to Daytona and throw Daytona into the mix of all these Dega heads and give them something a little bit different to chew on.
Well, why don't you give them Martinsville, dude? Just the Sunday Martinsville thing. We don't have to broadcast it. I'd show up every week for Martinsville.
Well, I ought to. But it really has been fun, guys, and I'm looking forward to to doing even more. So, all
right. Well,
we've got some specialty races coming up and stuff from ASR, and we're just glad to have you guys aboard with All Stars Racing, because this is definitely the place the stars race.
All right, dude. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna move you out unless you want to sit there and help me do the interviews, because you want to come down there. We'll give you a little chat. You can help us end this out. So it's up to you. But
no, go ahead. Dude. No, you guys do your thing. Finish it out. Thanks for the season, and we will see you Saturday night.
All right, buddy. All right, Garland Oaks.
All right, sir.
You got me. Blaine's off from it. He's doing his production things. So, dude, how'd you peg to win this thing?
I thought we had it in the bag, to be perfectly honest, and some caution come out of nowhere. I don't know what happened with that, but I know that I had Cody on my side. I know I had Ulysses on my side, so all I had to do was pass both of them and them keep rising behind us, and we'd been good to go. And then all of a sudden, a caution flag come out of nowhere. I don't agree with it, but it's not my league, so I can't have any word in it. But kind of irritates me that we decided championship over a caution flag. So
yeah, I hear that, but it was a good race. You were right there all night long. We were kind of, if you watch the broadcast, you'll hear my opinion on how things went along a little bit. But I think you were kind of outnumbered. Just being the fact that this is your first season with ASR, and Brian Rosson's one of their boys. Not saying it in a bad way, but you know what I mean. But you had a great race tonight. You got there. You finished third. You beat Brian. You just a few points on that though. So hopefully, I know you're back with them guys on Saturday. You're actually one of the admins out there. Glad to see you doing that. If they do decide to do something here on Sunday, coming back?
Debating on it. I don't usually, a lot of times in this time of year, I don't race on Sundays. Between work will pick up here in about a week or so with the computer business as people get into the new year, and of course school's wide open, so I have to get up and take my youngest daughter to school on Monday, so I can't stay out here all night doing this. But I don't know, we might come out and race a race or two, but I doubt I'm gonna run for a whole championship again.
Yeah, but we definitely will see you on the Saturday night deal.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely see me on Saturdays, because I'm helping Ken out on the admin team, so I've made a commitment to that and told him that hopefully there's not too many Saturdays that I'll have to miss coming along, but that's what we're planning on being there.
Well, that's awesome. Hopefully you can go out there and show them guys your super speedway prowess and maybe take that championship there.
I don't know. I got a long ways to dig after last night.
Yeah, well, you have good races, you have bad races. You've done, perfect example this season. You showed up. You literally did not finish out of the podium position very often. We actually got to interview me, as you yourself said, interview you more than you've been interviewed in a long time. So, I think, keep it up, dude. You are a super speedway racer. You're very good. You're one of the guys, like I've always said, when I first started over Talladega Nights, I got behind you. I don't know what it is about you, but I just got behind you all the time and just followed you and learned from you.
Yeah, I can race super speedway pretty well. I've run enough laps out here that it's second nature now, where to put the car and how to come off the turns and everything to get that momentum to go around people. I think what hurt tonight a little bit was the lack of drivers. You need at least 20 drivers out there for that draft to work the way it needs to work. When you get down below that, I know people think it's a better race if you don't have as many drivers out here, but I think it's a better race if you can, I think it's a better race if you got a better draft. It gives you a chance to move cars around and run a little bit better going up through the draft.
Yeah, my opinion on that too. It says, some of the races are better with less cars, but you are correct. When you get more, but there is a point where you can get too many.
Yeah.
If it depends on the quality of the driver too. Like last night, they had a few cautions, but the racing was phenomenal with 35 drivers. Now you're right. If we had more drivers tonight, it might have made a bigger difference too.
Yeah, I agree. I think a few more drivers. I think it would have been. Just that much more competition out here, and maybe it would have put some more things out there.
All right, Brian, Blaine, you got a question for Garland?
I was going back. I was interested. You said the computer business. What's the computer business?
Oh, I run an IT company. We're an MSP. We're going in and take over people's basically their IT divisions for small to medium-sized businesses. We've got about 30 businesses currently that we service between Kingsport, Tennessee, and Colonial Heights, which is right outside of Richmond, going north, and then as far south as Charlotte, and then we've got remote clients from California to Pakistan. So
wow,
it keeps me busy.
Sounds
I haven't crossed that Canadian line yet, but we'll see.
Blaine,
Yeah.
you did want to learn how to set up a server, right?
Yeah, I was just going to use this old computer as a NAS and maybe throw it in the closet or something. But
we can throw some Sentinel on it and be done with it. Set you up a domain controller and everything.
damn! Now I got a guy to talk to. This is awesome.
There
You might get a text from me
up.
because trying to find the right YouTube video to follow is kind of like like it's out there. You can find this stuff, but you know what? If I got you in my back pocket, I might have some questions.
You don't need YouTube.
No, I don't. Apparently not. I never knew this. Thank goodness I asked the question. So there it is.
Yeah, I don't advertise. Well, I can't say that. I do sponsor one race a year for another league that's the autism race. And you can go out and Google it, and we do sponsor that. We do sponsor that race, but that's about the only advertising in the community that I actually do. I have thought about taking the South Atlantic Data and Design logo and slapping it on the car and painting it up an orange car to race, but I just haven't done it yet. I like racing the Dr. Pepper.
That's cool. That's cool. And that's your company. Like, you started that?
Yes, I started it. To let you all know, I started that company on January 21st of 2020.
Nice.
And the world shut down on February 1st.
Perfect timing.
And my wife panicked out on me, and
it panned out.
I was going to say, that's...
everybody needed IT help,
Yeah,
so I
man.
basically was a free agent with the right to print money. And so we're actually doing pretty good. I've got a couple of clients that could be coming on board in January, and if that happens, we should cross the $125,000 a year mark this coming year.
That's wild, dude. That's
In
awesome.
profit, so.
For an entrepreneur, a little startup thing to turn into that, it's amazing, dude. That's awesome.
I've been doing IT commercially since 1997. I actually sold a web design company back in like 2003, and got out of the business completely. And decided one day, I said, you know what? I like doing this, and I'm going to go back and do this. And about, right at little over wow, it's been 6 years ago now. A little over 6 years ago, I said, we're going to make a decision to go do our own thing. And in 10 days, it'll be 6 years. So,
Wow.
So I decided to do that. I helped a company down in next to Burlington, North Carolina, actually take their revenue to $250,000 a month. And
No way.
we was making bank. And I decided to step away and from that venture and come back to my venture solely June of 2024. And we've built this up to where I'm at the point now where I can jump off and get to that kind of revenue. So
That's awesome. Man. Thanks for sharing that info. That's cool. I actually might have to hit you up if I start diving into this thing once I get this figured out.
that's why you get pictures during the middle of the week and stuff, because I if we don't have a client that's screaming or anything, I just go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
All right, Garland. Well, second place in points ain't nothing to complain about. Yeah, second's just the first loser. I know some people's minds, but we're gonna give you the chance to thank anybody you want to thank that got you here, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturdays, and if they decide to come back and do something on Sundays, hopefully we're here broadcasting, and love to see you come back doing it. So the floor is yours, my friend. Thank who you want to thank.
Thank you, fellas. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Brian for putting the league on. Of course, he's worked really hard out here getting us all together and inviting everybody over. I think overall we had a pretty successful season this season. I did get to sit in the broadcast booth a lot more than I've normally got to sit in the broadcast booth, though. Shout out to you two for the good stuff that's been going on there. Shout out to my wife Latondra for allowing me to come and race on Sundays and take a little time away from the family and from that family and join this family. So a big shout out to her, and of course shout out to my kids, John David, Alex Miguel, and Ashley Noel, and shout out to Team Wrecking Ball. I know I had a few of them out here tonight helping me along and everything. And overall, Rawson got the championship. He put his car where he needed to put it, and so congratulations to Rawson.
Very good. Well, congratulations on your third place finish, and looking forward to watching you race on Saturday night. But
thank you, fellas. Y'all have a good evening.
Thanks, Garland.
Good job tonight, Garland.
Thanks, Kim.
So now we got our second place finish. We don't have to ask if he's here because we know he is. After a successful night last night, almost over 32 cars last night, I believe it was, something around there. Come out here tonight, finish second. First, I'm going to let you just tell me about your night. Then I'm going to ask some other questions. So, Tell us a little bit how your night went, Ken.
Went pretty good, really. I mean, stayed out of trouble. Got to the front there, and then finally got some action there late in the race to get up for the front. Get to the front. I was trying to win this dang thing. But congrats to Randy on the win, and then Rawson on back-to-back championships. I mean, them guys that in the way the points are set up, the consistency is there. And him and Garland both, I mean, all season long just pounded out. I think they both had 8 top 10s, so they finished every race in the top 10. And then, they had a bunch of top 5s. I think it was 7 and 5, plus their wins. So, they definitely had a nice little dogfight tonight, and you could see the shuffling going around and who's helping who, and, it was all pretty interesting and fun. But when we got there towards the end and we were all under that same umbrella, I said, I don't think it's really going to matter, where them two finish. So I'm going to go up here and try to win this dang thing. But, Randy, he's tough. He's tough to beat. He's a good racer. So, we got a second place out of it, and we'll take it and be happy.
So you kind of answered half of my question. Was I just kind of curious. All night long, we saw you and Greg Palmer. In my opinion, like I say, my conspiracy theory, you guys seem to be, kind of helping out Brian Rawson every time you got a chance. Was it a situation where you were trying to help Brian, or just you were just going with the guys that you trust, and obviously, like you said, trying to go for the win yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, Brian, he's a teammate, so he's helped me plenty times. So, and I got in a position where I could help him and do some stuff. Absolutely, yeah. So try to watch out for my buddy from Texas.
Absolutely. So that's pretty good though. So I didn't look yet. I knew that you were probably, if I remember correctly, you were 5th in points. Randy Wall winning doesn't bode well for you there. I don't know if you made enough on Brian Wolf to the point where you could have got yourself into the 3rd, 5th, 4th, maybe 4th position. So all in all, either way you look at it, you can't complain about your year other than you didn't win the championship. So now it's a situation you just, what they decide to do here once they get it going, hopefully you'll come back on the Sunday night and we'll see you just come out here and try to see if you can't win that championship.
Yeah, the points are updated. Just updated them a few minutes ago.
I got to refresh then.
Yeah, so finished 5th. I'm looking at it right now. I had 4 top 10s and 3 top 5s, but those guys 7 and 8, 5 and 8. It's hard to get up there when. But good year, good season overall, fun season.
Yeah, that puts Randy Wall up there. He finished 3rd, and then Brian Wolf, and then you myself. I just updated that, so I didn't have that information at the time. But all in all, you cannot complain. Last night was a big success. I just think it's going to go even further. So looking forward to that. And Blaine, do you have any questions for Ken?
With the racing, like with being an administrator, you always seem to be an administrator and all. Do you ever race anywhere and just race? You're always running.
I like that.
Yeah, you're always running. Like you got to have the key binds, and then you're in the booth post race watching replays and stuff. Like, do you ever just come out and run and go home?
The only place I do that honestly is at RTG on Thursday nights.
Wow.
So
because every time somebody's setting up a league, like, yeah, no, I got Ken in my back pocket. I'm like, this guy. Every time, it's always Ken. So man, you got to have.
I help out Graham on Friday night at PRL, and then got my own thing going here for Saturday. Which was was a good car count. The racing was pretty good. We had some heavy hitters in there, so I thought the night was pretty good overall.
Big success.
So we're we'll get the kinks out and stuff like that, and get it going again. So guys love these Dega races. They do.
I don't.
except for you, Rob.
You like broadcasting them. That's the
Well,
difference.
broadcasting is the safest place for me.
But you put a product out there that guys enjoy, and hopefully we get keep a good crowd coming, and the races are competitive and people enjoy them.
So, question I have then is, how many nights a week do you race?
Thursdays are here and there. Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, because I work a third shift job, so it's hard for me to work. It's hard for me to race during the week. So
yeah, I knew that you did. I didn't know it was third shift, but I did know that because I race go-karts in the summertime, and I missed a few of the races on Sunday just because by the time I get home, everything da-da-da-da. And then I heard that it was like, well, Ken Roberts can't start at 9, so I didn't know what shift you worked, but I knew that your work schedule kind of messed that up.
yeah, occasionally I will go in on Sunday nights. So it does happen once in a while, but yeah, generally I race, Fridays and Saturdays, weekend warrior.
All right, Ken. Well, congratulations on your second place tonight, and 5th overall on the points. That's not not too shabby. You were there. You competed. I know you did have some rough luck through the season, but we'll give you a chance to thank anybody you want to thank that got you here. So the floor is yours.
Thank the guys over here at ASR, Brian and Chin, and all the guys, Postal, the guys that help out to get this going and keep it going and stuff. Appreciate those guys, my teammates, Rodney for my paints.
He's awesome.
I love my Mountain Dew cars. I don't even drink it, which is funny. I drink Pepsi, but I love the Mountain Dew cars. Always have. I mean, I had them. I had the little Hot Wheels when I was little. So, but anyway, Rodney for painting my cars. All the guys that come out and support this stuff. It's hard to do without all these drivers. I appreciate every one of them. Thank you guys for putting these broadcasts on, because it's fun to go back and watch them.
Thank you.
And you guys do amazing stuff. So
Thank you.
they're always fun to watch. So, but yeah, I mean, just it's a good season, fun season.
There you go. You second place finisher tonight. And looking forward to coming back next Saturday for his own series. It's an awesome race. We had a great time last night. Looking forward to seeing you racing next week. And, got the pole last week. Now you got to get the win this week, bud.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next week in the booth. That'd be nice.
All right, congratulations.
All right, see you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Ken.
Randy Wah! Roll Tide, buddy. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Got that one done tonight, bud. You just pulled it off.
Yeah, that was fun. I was a little worried though. I thought I was a sitting duck there. There's 2 teams behind me, and I was by myself. But Brian said he was going to stick with me. I didn't know that until after the race.
He just had to finish ahead of Garland Oak. So, just what better way to do it? It'd be better to go out there and win it, but why ruin the chance of taking the second championship in a row if you can just finish second, you're ahead of the guy, and you're getting it done.
Yeah, and I was mirror driving that last 2 laps, man. I was just watching wherever the line was coming. That's where I was going.
Yeah, you pick a lane. Lane's coming. You go that way. You go. And I did this. I think it was last Saturday. Not last Saturday. Sorry, a week from Saturday. ASR did their. They've been doing practice races for the last night's race, and I got out there and we did 10-lap sprints, and I got out in front, and I kind of for the first time ever experienced what you guys do. It's just new to me because I'm not a super racer, but jumping and changing the lanes, and you did that and you got it right. You know what I mean? It was like, how would you? I sat there. I won that 10-lap race, going, how can you guys do this all race long? You know what I mean? It was just changing lanes and jumping back and forth, and I'm like, God, wow, this ain't Martinsville.
No. I really don't like doing that, but You just have to do what you have to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I mean,
But you have to go where the momentum is. But it's just that was the first time I've actually experienced it. You know what I mean? Being up front, doing that, jumping and changing lanes, and I just don't know how you guys do that.
yeah, I just knew they were going to gang up on me, and I was just hoping to get in front of one lane that might keep me ahead. But if they would have gotten side by side behind me, I don't know what I'd done.
The good news about it all is great finish tonight, obviously, and your only win of the season, but it did put you third place in points. You beat Brian Wolf. You guys came in tied for the night. Now, we know you ran last night. Are you going to come back Sunday when they figure out exactly what they're going to do? We plan to see you back there Sunday. I mean, pretty much anywhere we go, we find you there racing, but is that part of your plan?
It's a possibility. I haven't made any final decisions yet, but I will be racing here on Saturday nights. And I think it'd be a good change of pace to run Daytona on Sunday nights. I think I'd enjoy that.
I would personally, but in my own opinion, I'd like to see him run Martinsville every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, if they did that, I wouldn't be broadcasting. I'd be on the track. So no, I mean, it'd be good. I think they're talking about possibly doing just a Daytona series, which would be cool because it is a tad bit different. Not much, yet it's a tad bit different than running Talladega all the time. But I think there is a lot of super speedway tracks out there, some of which are a little bit, some of them are fictional, but they're nice tracks. So I think, making just a super speedway series, but every week we kind of go to a different track, even be it fictional or real.
I would be okay with that too. I mean, yeah, like I said, there's a few out there. Freedom is one, and then Daytona and Talladega, and I'm sure there's a few more that I can't think of right now.
We ran one night. I can't remember what league, whatever, but it was like a goof off night. And
Armory Digital has a cool one.
It was a weird super speedway. It was all super speedway, but then the pit road was weird. But yeah, there's Coca-Cola 600. That's another one. That's a really odd track, but hard track. But that's even there's so many out there. It'd be kind of cool to have them do that.
Yeah, there's one that has the pit road separated from the track, almost halfway around the track.
Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that either, but that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was.
What did it
To
look
get on
like?
the track, it was this typical super speedway track. But at the pit road, you could lose or gain big time on pit road just about how you drove it.
Oh, yeah.
It would be neat to have a vote.
Vote?
Vote on what super speedway they want to run, because there's tons of them, right? So you could find find the best 6 and then have a vote and then run one for 8 races.
The way you do that is you have every driver submit 2 super speedway tracks, and then you take from that. You just basically, not everybody's going to say Daytona or Talladega or the different versions of them. Somebody might come up with some odd tracks, and then that's what you do, is you throw a schedule for that.
Yeah, if you had 4 tracks, you could run those and then start over and run the 4 again.
Yep.
Was Corey watching tonight?
No, but he'll watch it when he comes over this weekend.
Oh, nice. We won't spoil it for him then.
Okay.
All right, Randy. Well, congratulations on the win. We're going to give you a chance to thank the people that you got here, so the floor is yours.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Well, shout out to you guys for covering this. Always enjoy watching it. Shout out to Brian for winning the championship. Way to go, Brian. Got a shout out to my sons Christian and Corey, grandsons Adrian, Asher, and Asa, and shout out to my friends Debbie and Zach. I think they are watching it tonight. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the series. Thanks to Brian for running the series. and hopefully I can come back next year.
All right, well, there you go. Your winner tonight in the Super Speedway Series on Sunday, Randy Waugh. Congratulations, buddy, and looking forward to see you kick some butt tomorrow, next Saturday, and go for another championship try at it. Some more wins.
I appreciate it, man. I'm going to do my best. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Randy.
Last, but definitely not least, Brian Rosson, we got a copy, my friend.
10-4.
2 championships in a row. How does that sink in?
It feels pretty good, man. You know, it's always great to win the championship. You know, it's an accomplishment. It's definitely nice to win back-to-back. They ain't easy. A lot of good drivers out here. So, you know, you just got to be fortunate a lot of times and just run good and be consistent.
Well, you go out there tonight, 6 points in the lead. You finish the race, 5 points in the lead. I mean, that race could have gone either way so easily. I think you had a little help. Ken Roberts said he was going for his own win. He didn't care. Greg Palmer seemed to be stuck to your bumper pretty damn good all night long. But you stayed out of trouble. You were right there. Unfortunately, that mid-race caution, I don't think it would have changed much because you and Garland were still the 4 cars in that 4-car draft. Wow, it was a really good race, good effort on your part. Now, the question is, if they decide to come back with another Sunday series, you going to come back, try to defend?
I'm probably going to make some, but after this race, I'm not going to be able to commit to too many Sundays. I got too much stuff going on with my kids and other stuff, and I'm going to make what I can, but I don't think I'm going to be able to be consistent enough to run for another championships, unfortunately.
So then, I know you were there last night, part of the the new thing they're doing on Saturday night with ASR. Are you going to be able to make all of those races then?
Oh yeah, I'm an admin there, so it's I teamed up with Ken Wolf and a few of the other guys, and Saturday's a little easier for me. Sunday, like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on, and lately it's been kind of tough for me to make these. Honestly, it's just I had to kind of rework my schedule, but it all worked out.
Oh, that's awesome! And 2 in a row, that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty damn awesome. So, I can't say much, man. You're a talented driver. I've raced with you for not a long time, but a little bit, and love racing with you. Get behind you or around you. You're a good, smooth driver. So I got to say, congratulations on the championship. Blaine, you have a question for Brian?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that last pit stop because Garland got turned coming in. He was behind you, got bumped by Lamas, and then the second bump by Lamas actually straightened him out. Were you planning on taking the 2 tires, or did you change that last second because you might have had some space? We were kind of wondering about that because nobody took tires, like the only one.
Well, I mean, I had to take 10.5, so I mean, taking 2 tires would have been no issue. That's the only reason why I did it. I mean, I kind of took it easy coming in. I didn't want to get caught speeding, and I came out and I just let Randy go around me. I was just trying to play it safe.
Right. Yeah, it was great. Flawless pitting all night, and yeah, man, job well done. Watching you 2 guys, we were focused a lot on you and Garland just because of how coming in with the 6-point gap, and then as you can see on the screen, coming out with a 5-point gap. So it was right down to that final lap. We had a feeling it was going to be.
Yeah, I got out that one run, pretty much led that whole cycle, 4 pit stops, and I think it was like 18, 19 laps. I was trying to lock up that extra point for that, kind of give me a little extra cushion for the most laps led to. But, congrats Garland on a good season, man. It came down to the wire, so, nothing to be ashamed about on that part. And appreciate all the drivers, and especially Wolf putting this on, ASR, sponsoring everything, Bryant Motorsports, Blaine, you and Rod, you're doing the broadcast, man. It just makes it much more exciting. It's nice to always go back and be able to watch it in real time as well.
Well, we appreciate that. we enjoy doing this. Myself, if it ain't Martinsville, I'd rather be up here in the booth than trying to go down there and do what you guys do, because I'm not that good at it.
I mean, it's it can have its ups and downs. I mean, I can tell you this much: you're not gonna win races at these kind of tracks without teammates. That's for sure. But I mean, you got to have a lot of luck, and pit road can kill you too. I mean, depending on how much you got left to go in the race, you get a black flag and you're pretty much done. But track position, it's really key with about 15 to go. I mean, you're running 25th, 15 to go, and pit stops are done. I mean, the chances of you getting up there are pretty much over. So you just gotta learn how to play it and play your cards right.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on the championship. We're gonna give you the opportunity to thank whoever you want to thank that got you here. So, the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, first I want to thank my wife for letting me do this stuff. Like I said, I've got 2 teenagers, so a lot of times I got stuff going on, and she don't give me crap about it. So I appreciate that. Appreciate all my teammates at RPM. Like I said, you got to have good friends, good teammates, be successful with anything in life. So, like I said, thanks to ASR, Wolf, Bryant Motorsports, Rodney Sullins, painting on my cars. Definitely a big help to me as always. Like I said, you and Blaine, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming out and doing this stuff, because we can't do it without drivers, and you guys put on an awesome show. So, congratulations on the championship.
Yeah, for man. Y'all take care. God bless.
All right, good job, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night. And away he goes.
What a race. What a race. That,
Yeah.
I mean, we got down to it. It wasn't quite the nail biter we brought it up to be. We figured he probably had it, but, we didn't know the math.
Well,
So,
that last lap wreck between both of them. And then we're like, oh, now what?
that
Because
changed
where they were running, it was going to be Rawson. But then they kind of had an accident, but there wasn't enough cars out there to put any more gap. Even though Oaks got to the line before him, it was only Ulysses that separated the two. So,
yeah. So, it was close. We, where it got us was, we had the math figured out if they hit the line. Wait a minute, they didn't hit the line.
They didn't hit the line, no.
Wait a minute, what? So,
and that's like what Oaks was saying before, with the car count being a little bit lower. If you had an extra 5 or 6 cars out there, those extra 5 or 6 cars could have come between those two guys at the end, and it could have been it would have been a totally different race.
Think about it, a 40, with us in here, that's, a 41 car field.
Oh, yeah. You spin out in ninth, you drop 20 spots.
That happens, and you still have 30 cars out there, oh, yeah, absolutely. But, hey, Brian Rosson put on a heck of a show. Hats off to Garland Oaks. I mean, he come in here, had never raced here before, got himself a few. The first thing, he even told us, wow, I've never done these interviews before, so he got a few of those, but he got, started off with some second turnaround, got a win. He was coming, but Brian Rosson was just a little bit more consistent than he was. So, it was a pretty good season. Looking forward, hopefully, they decide to do something on Sunday and bring us back.
Yep. Yeah, we've been talking about it, so it's probably going to happen. It's a lot of broadcasting, but we could probably make it work.
We don't need to real race. Well, online race ourselves. My real racing will come into play with it, but yeah, we'll grab somebody and throw them in here while I can't make it. But
yeah, we'll see what happens. We can make something happen.
Advantage too, though, is if, whatever they do on Sunday, if they just bring it back a little bit, I might be able to make them.
Yeah, the start time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tried that last year, then Ken Roberts his work situation changed, and it didn't work out. But
yeah, the lead administrators need to be there too. So it's like, well, we make it work one way or the other, maybe not the other way, but I don't know if that even means anything, what I just said, but either way.
Well, the only good thing about it is this is, I guarantee you, it's going to be my last year of real racing. So after that, we got more time. But
Oh, there you go.
yeah, I can't do this anymore. But
You just sit back
kicking my
and run the
old
team.
body up.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, hey, tomorrow night, are we there yet? We're out of that damn tunnel.
Right in the hole.
We're going for Robert Springs in the driver's seat. We don't know if Milt's going to be there or my buddy Ricky, but that's fine. And then, of course, Thursday night, RTG, come out there and watch that Talladega Challenge Series with Blaine, Seth, Kyle, and Michael.
Yep.
Depends on who does that. And we'll be back here next Saturday for the All-Star Racing Super Speedway Premier Series. Other than that, then that's another week. We're back at Maverick and somewhere in March. So other than that, that's what we got going on.
Yeah,
Come
there's a
check us
whole
out
bunch of
tomorrow
stuff.
night. Watch us make fools of ourselves. It's so much fun.
Yeah, on Tarnation TV Turbo. No filter on that channel. Definitely way less professional. But we'll try to make it look and sound as best as we can for you. But
We do really, really good. The first episode, Robert gets to the top of the freaking hill and he, oh my God.
Into the ditch.
Into a tree, and into a tree, into a tree, into a tree. And his comment was, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
We need Tarnation TV for that. But you got to come see it. We have so much fun.
Yeah, that's why we have to use the Turbo channel, because at least over there we allow the language to get a little bit crazy if it has to be, because that thing's kind of nuts.
And we hit the point we hit last week. I think we spent 45 minutes trying to figure out how to get out of there. We said, nah, let's deal with it next week. And Blaine, Robert, myself, Milt spent 4 hours. We lost Milt, Robert first. He had to go to bed because he had to get his daughter in a way. And then we lost Milt because he had to get up in the morning. And even Blaine had to get up in the morning. And we looked at each other and said, cheers, we're getting out of here.
Let's get out of this
And we
thing.
did.
Yeah.
We did.
Wasn't doing that a third week in a row.
Almost 4 hours to get out of this situation. And how we, what? And we got to the end of that. It was just like, oh.
Baby steps, because you just think it's going to turn into a nightmare again, but we made it.
So now we just got to get to, we don't even know what's coming next. We've never looked ahead. We don't have any clue. So we're just
fresh.
We'll see what happens. And Robert's driving. So here we get.
Nice. Yeah, join us there tomorrow, Tarnation TV Turbo. I'll make sure to put the link below in this video. I don't believe I've done it yet, but I will do it soon. So check the links in the description for the Turbo channel to watch that. And of course, like I said, Tarnation will be live. Tarnation TV will be live again on Thursday, simulcast to FRN side of the YouTube as well. And we'll see you next time. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.